Hey guys, what's up? Team Training Tuesday, and tonight I'm going to spend just a few minutes talking about what to do if somebody in your downline is about to go inactive. And that can be a scary thing. And I thought of this today because somebody came up and said, hey, I've got all these people going inactive. They're a little panicked about it, which is rightly so. It can be a little disconcerting when you see a big number dropping off every month, and as you grow in the ranks too, the more people you'll have under you, the more people could possibly be going inactive and aren't purchasing anymore and adding to your overall group volume. So this is what I do to make sure. This is how I deal with inactives, I'll just say. So first of all, in your virtual office, there is a place on your main dashboard that says about to go inactive, and there's going to be a number there. Hopefully your number is 0, but if it's not, you can always check that list to see who's on the about to go inactive list. They are usually added about 2 to 3 months before their membership will go inactive. And what that means is that they have not purchased at least 50 PV within the last 12 months. So this is from whatever date they last made a purchase. Now you'll want to make sure that you're checking to see that they actually are real inactives, because some people make it to the list who have spent less than 50 PV. Maybe they spent 25 PV in the last year, but since they haven't reached that full 50 PV threshold, they might be on the list. So I still treat them the very same. I don't do any necessarily different routine based on what they last purchased or when they last purchased. But if they are on my inactive list, and say this is me and I only have 10 members in my downline, all of the people there I'm going to personally contact. Now, as a gold leader, if there are people on this list, I contact them personally myself in your guys' organizations only if I know that they're under somebody who's not an active business builder. So a lot of you in this group are obviously active business builders. I'm trusting you to get in contact with your inactives. I know that you're handling your people and I don't have to worry about you. But there's other legs that we have that aren't as active and they don't get into their virtual office quite as bit. And they might not notice all these people that are on the inactive list. So what I do in these instances is I email them. That's usually my first point of contact, because it's nonchalant. It's usually non-awkward, because I don't know when they opened the email. I don't know how they felt about the email, and I try to just make it as polite as possible. That way, if they don't want to order anything else and stay active, they don't feel like they are guilted into doing that or pressured into doing that. So I'm going to just read through the actual email that I send to people as an idea for you if you're not currently doing anything with these inactives. Face-to-face contact is always the best. And usually if you already have such a close face-to-face relationship with somebody, they're not going to make it on your inactive list, because you already talked to them quite a bit about oils or products that they can use, all the options that Young Living has. But sometimes, we just don't have as big of a relationship with somebody. Maybe they're just not as interested as they used to be. Maybe they honestly forgot that they bought a kit and they haven't even used it. Or maybe they just don't even know how long it's been since they ordered last. That's usually the number one reason people are like, oh, I totally forgot. I didn't even know it's been a year. And yes, I would like to keep my, wholesale membership. So this is the letter that I just honestly copy paste in there with a few details that to personalize it for them. But the title of my email is "Don't Let Your Young Living Account Go Inactive," because I want them to know why I'm sending them a message. It's usually coming from an email address that they don't recognize. I also don't want it to go to spam, but I want them to know this is about their Young Living account and that they're soon to go inactive. So even if the subject line is the only thing that they see, hopefully this would be enough for them to click on the email. So I'll just use an example here and say, "Hi Susie, I'm in your leadership upline and I wanted to check in with you about your Young Living account. I noticed that your account is about to go inactive since your last purchase was made a year ago on May 8th, 2017. To maintain your wholesale member status, you'll need to make at least one purchase per year to keep your 24% discount off of all Young Living products. To remain an active member of the company, you simply need to order at least 50 PV before, the end of May, is usually what I say, May 31st, 2018. And you can do this by logging into the virtual office or calling customer service at, I put the phone number to place an order. If you need some suggestions on what essential oils or other Young Living products might fit your current needs, that's exactly what I'm here for. You can also contact your sponsor for help as well. Feel free to email, call, or text me if you need any help with your account, and I put all of my contact info, whether that's my email and my member number and my cell phone number. I also have started to include a picture of me and my husband to help people put a name with a face, just because that makes it a little more personalized as far as who's actually emailing them and why. So that's my whole email that I send to people if they're about to go inactive. And as I mentioned, face-to-face is always better. If you can have a conversation with somebody in person and say, hey, by the way, did you realize, it's been almost a year since you last purchased. I know you signed up as a wholesale member because you really wanted that 24% off discount. Would love to keep you as an active customer, an active wholesale member, and all you have to do is spend, so much 50 PV by the end of when. And this way, what this helps do is kind of reminds them that, like, hey, are there any more products you'd like to try? You guys can kind of get into a conversation about that, help them out on some other ways, asking them questions for what might work for them, what they haven't tried yet. This also might open up the discussion for them saying, oh yeah, actually I bought that kit from you, but I've only used 2 of the oils. I don't even know how to use my diffuser. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully you have supported them enough when they joined your team that they know exactly how to use the kit, they know how to use the products, and maybe they just have been super busy and haven't been able to get into it as much as they'd like to. This is just kind of like a gentle reminder, like, hey, by the way, just to keep your wholesale account, which is a really great discount, 24% off, you'll just need to make that 50 PV purchase by the end of the month. And super nonchalant. Some people honestly will not respond. Some people will say, yeah, that's okay. I don't care if my membership goes inactive. And some people will say, thank you so much. I didn't actually know that. Yeah, I'd like to buy this, this, and this. And you can help direct them back to the website or back to calling in or helping them out however they need to make that extra purchase. Now, it's always better to keep people active rather than let them go inactive and try to reactivate. That's a harder struggle. That's like having them sign up again as a new member. Not the process, but the mentality of it itself is usually it's harder to convince somebody to get back onto something if they've fallen off. So it's always great to reach out as far in advance as you possibly can to them to let them know that there's a deadline coming up. You don't want them to miss out on their discount. What other questions can you answer for them? And especially with the list that Young Living gives you right on the virtual office, it's usually 2 to 3 months ahead of time that you'll be able to find those people before they fall off your list and go inactive. So that's my tip for today, is just kind of sending that letter, getting that conversation going, making sure you're open for questions or discussions about that in case people are going to go inactive. What we definitely don't want to do is say, hey, by the way, you should make a purchase because I need your money. We are not doing that. We are not even in that realm of operating our businesses. What we are doing is a service to them, letting them know that they are about to go inactive. If they do, they'll lose their 24% off membership. But I always try to keep it on the positive spin, so because we're not trying to use scare tactics, we're not trying to guilt them into buying stuff. We're just informing them about a fact that if they don't purchase by this time, their thing will go inactive and they'll lose their discount, basically. So if you have any questions about that, I would love to chat about that more. If you have any suggestions for the conversations that you have with people that are about to go inactive, I would love to hear how you're currently operating in that. And if you haven't had any people going inactive yet, then that's really awesome, and I'm so glad for you. But it kind of is just a part of the business as you grow, especially in the ranks. And some people come in, some people go out, and that's just the way that it goes. So that's all for tonight for Team Training Tuesday. I'll see you all again next Tuesday. Bye.